Hello and welcome to Everyday's Off. So today I'm going to go over the basics of a controlled burn with you. You can see here I'm burning out an old stump in my front yard, and first thing you'll notice is the smoke is rising nice and straight up. We don't have a whole lot of wind today. One thing you want to be considerate of is that make sure that you pick a day where the wind is not too heavy, and also you don't want the wind blowing straight towards your neighbors' houses if you're in an area where you've got close by neighbors. Wind is the number one factor that can cause a fire to get out of control very quickly. So you want to be sure that it's not a windy day. Check your weather forecast. The next thing you want to be certain of is that you have removed all of the fuel sources in the neighborhood of the fire. So this one happens to be in the middle of my yard, so it's not a huge amount of fuel around anyway, but there is some woods just 50 yards over there. And then I've also got grass, which is of course a fuel. So what I've done is I've scraped back the grass here and thinned it out really good. And then I've also wet a line through here. You can tell this is wet here where I've dumped water, made a wet line. So some of the things you'll want to keep on hand when you're burning are a mattock or a pick, a hoe, shovel, and a bucket of water at the very minimum. I would recommend actually run your water hose out if you can reach, or have sufficient water that you could extinguish the flame if it reaches the nearest fuel source, if it happens to jump past your brakes. And then you just want to keep a close eye as the day goes, because conditions can change. Your wet line can dry out. You may need to wet it again. Your wind may pick up or go a different direction than what you're thinking. And very quickly, a small fire like this can become a roaring, huge, out of control fire. So be sure you know the number to your local fire department. Be willing to call them and admit that you're out of control before it gets too far out of control to salvage. You can also consider things like the clothing that you wear. Make sure you're wearing clothing that's not going to catch flame, like cotton. And then lastly, there are a ton of great online resources for wildland firefighting that you can check out as well. You can even earn certifications on there. FEMA's website is a great place to start. So I hope you've gained some knowledge from this video, or if not, it's a good reminder for some of the basics. These basic principles can be upscaled to a fire of any size, but just remember that your equipment will have to be upscaled to deal with these variances in size and environmental factors.